Happy Monday. If you're watching on replay, tell me in the comments, #replay. Get everything set here. Find myself. Hi, Holly. As you're popping on, tell me hi. Tell me what you're working on. As a reminder, I'll say this a little bit later too, but as a reminder, if for some reason your feed gets glitchy, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, you can always pop over to the other platform, and we're live both places. Hi, Sherry. And they stay recorded and posted after the fact, both places too. So if you're watching now and you get pulled away for something, for some reason, you can always pop back in. Joyce started a sort of between rounds project. Excellent. Fingerless mitts for a friend. Hi, Cindy. Nicole working on your bamboo tunic. Hopefully things are going more smoothly this time. Hi, Oriana. Linda, yes, it was an absolutely gorgeous day today. Jackie finished your new Alaska hat. Excellent. Hi, Jill. Hi, Tammy, Cheryl. Endless ribbing on the Alaska hat. Hi, Mercina. Oh, good. We got quite a few of you today, which is excellent. Oh, yeah. The weather today was just gorgeous. I was out running errands and oh, that sunshine. I felt like yesterday the sun was deceiving and that wind was so cold. I took a walk yesterday in my neighborhood. I should have taken a walk today because we didn't have that wind and it was nice. Just a beautiful day. The birds, makes me think spring's almost here. Oriana working on Bohemian silk shawl. Excellent. Yeah, Jackie, I can't wait to see the new Alaska hat. She's getting quick at these. I have one that she made and left here as a shop sample. So we're gonna chat about that. Also, tax returns on the other two. Oh, Sarah. Oh, Melissa and I were just talking about taxes too. Yay, it is that time of year. It's not like you don't know what's coming every year though. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. It is 7:02. So welcome to Monday Motivation. Today is February 26th. It is almost March. Hi, Noel. Hi, Shar. And my name is Kristen. I'm the owner of the Little Yarn Shop located in downtown Saginaw, Michigan, inside the SVRC Marketplace. Marketplace hours for everybody are 11 to 7 Wednesday through Saturday. For us, we're 10 to 7 Wednesday through Saturday. As a reminder, if you need help on a project, whether the project is from here or not, Monday evenings, Deb does drop in help up in the front lobby for 2 hours. It's $10 and she can help you on any project that you're working on. Quite a few of the ladies are up there working on cabled sweaters. They've decided February is cabled sweater month. Not that that means you have to have your sweater done in February because that's most likely not going to happen, although Ashley finished hers. She's an overachiever. Let's see what else. Upcoming events around here. I don't know that we have anything. There is a grand opening on this Friday, the 1st, for Crude Ups, or maybe it's a soft opening. But Crude Ups is opening on Friday, and they are, he does smoked barbecue stuff. He is actually married to Sierra, who owns Delicious Sweets, and Craven Cookies. So they're like a little marketplace conglomerate amongst themselves, which is kind of cool. So he is opening on Friday, and I believe Saturday, Cobb King is having his grand reopening. And I think James will be doing a lot of really cool promos for that on Saturday with their new location and their bigger menu and all the goodies that they've got going on there. So that's what's going on around the marketplace in the next little bit. I did want to mention that there will not be a Monday motivation next week, next Monday, which would be the 4th, March 4th. I will be in, I believe I will be in Jackson, Mississippi. Victoria had an opportunity to go down there for a college tour, campus tour, and she talked me into tagging along. Lisa's on YouTube working on your corral cardigan. Excellent. Oh, good. Um, so yeah, I am going to have a lot of, I'm hoping by the time I see you all in 2 weeks, I'm going to have a ton of knitting to show because it is a 15-hour charter bus ride each way to Jackson, Mississippi. And we leave Monday morning and we come back Thursday morning. So that's going to be a lot of time sitting on a bus. My plan is to have my sleeves set on separated on this little top, and then I can just go to town and keep knitting away. Unless the bus is really empty and I can focus, then maybe I'll work on my cabled sweater, but you know, that's a week away. So all I'm thinking about so far packing wise is knitting projects. The only way I might be live is if for somehow we are able to find a yarn store that I can sneak into. I don't have any of the specifics about the trip though. I don't know where we're staying. Hopefully like we're not like in dorm rooms. I'm a little bit old for that. So, but it'll be a good time. And you all know I like hanging out with my kiddo. And so I want to get as much time with her as I can before she decides to go off and see the world. So this is just one more opportunity to do that. Toward the end of the month, we might miss a live also, because I will be in Florida. So, yeah, March is going to be a busy month, but that's okay. Okay, so Melissa just posted the link to the top that I showed, the Jenna top by Asha Gupta. This is a Barocco pattern in their new, why would I have any of that with me? It is one of their new yarns that I talked about last week. So it takes 3 skeins. There's a little bit of this lace up at the top. I think if you had pale skin and you could see it under there, you could see that lace a little bit better. And I think once it blocks, it will show a little bit better. I gave up alternating the 3 skeins. I mentioned last week that I was knitting around, because you're going around in a circle. I was alternating skeins every row between 3, so you can kind of see where I was carrying it on the inside. But there is enough variation even within. There we go. Melissa's got my back. Tilly is the new yarn. 62% Pima cotton, 38% other. The other is a recycled or repurposed cotton byproducts, I guess. So you can't really tell, at least not yet, where it was that I stopped alternating all 3 skeins, because each skein does have quite a bit of lights and darks in there. I'm at a point now where the lace patterning is done. I just have to knit for so many inches or so many rows, split for the sleeves, and then just keep knitting. Sarah, working on your sweater swatch, gotta go up a needle size. And that one is attached to a blanket. I'll be in touch with another set of size 6 tips. Okay. They don't have what the other is. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, and I don't have a label here. Oh, the reason I don't have papers to show you all is because I had a water bottle accident in my project bag right before I left my house to come to the shop. So I don't have any paper patterns. I don't have any paper labels. My bathroom floor has all of the things that were in my project bag strewn out and hopefully drying while I'm here. But so Sarah, I did want to mention to you, I have the last skein of yarn, the Malabrigo that I ordered for you. I've got that here, so we can chat and I can send needles with that when I ship that out to you. So, just a thought. So this is the Jenna that I'm working on. Again, it'll take 3 skeins of the Tilly. We do still have a few colors in stock that we have enough of. that we can help you pick out a fun color. That turquoise, I think we've still got a little bit of that left for sure, because I ordered extras of that. And maybe sometime this summer, we might be able to get more of this yarn back in stock. The other project I am working on is my, what is this called? Deep winter coat. So this is my February cable project. And of course, I'm in the middle of a row and I ran out of yarn, so I couldn't get to the end of the row to show you all, but it's a cardigan, so it looks kind of cool to show it this way. So there are my two fronts. Might actually work out better, so I'm not trying to hold the fronts in the back. Really, really interesting cables. Not just a standard, both sides look the same sort of thing. So, and then there is some parts are seed stitch, some parts are reverse stockinette. Fronts, back. It's cables, so it needs to be blocked to open it up a little bit, but I just think it's turning out beautifully. So the yarn is Plymouth Hardy Homestead Tweed. So it is a chunky yarn, and I love the fact that this doesn't look like it doesn't look like a chunky knit. It doesn't look overly dense. And it's got great stitch definition to it. You can really see everything that's going on. This section here kind of reminds me of, well, pretzel twists, pretzel braids, I guess. So that's the other project I'm working on. I had to come in today and wind more yarn so I could carry on. I believe that I am only 2 skeins in at this point. I meant to weigh it to find out. That's probably the easiest way to be able to figure out, because I was trying to keep notes and apparently I was not doing a very good job at that. So yep, that is the deep winter coat. And that one takes anywhere from 8 to 13 skeins, I believe, because it's a coat, so it's long and it's cozy and it pulls, closes in the front and has a tie. You knit a waist tie on it too. Hi, Ruth. So I'm really happy with how that's going. It just definitely requires concentration. And as I mentioned last week, Knit Companion is a prime use for the Knit Companion app to be able to put the charts in there. I don't have them color coded, but just in order to keep my rows straight. So that's what I'm working on. The finished projects, I have 2 finished projects to show from people at the shop that are not me, but I wanted to, Fred. Oh, awesome. That would be great. Thank you. So as we mentioned kind of at the beginning of the live, Jackie has been knitting Alaska hats. So this is the first one she did. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? It sort of looks like the trees are on fire, but in the coolest way possible. Like not in a scary way, but so the yarns that she used were just Cascade Heritage fingering in a super, super dark navy. They call it night, I think. Maybe it's their navy, maybe it's their night. And then Plymouth Revel is a single ply, heavy lace, light fingering weight yarn that does this color change thing on its own. So it wasn't changing a bunch of colors. It was just knitting with the 2 and letting them do their thing. So Jackie snagged a skein of variegated fingering weight that's more Aurora Borealis colors, more the pale blues and pinks and purples. So I'm excited to see how that one looks. But it is stranded. So you're knitting with 2 colors at the same time and carrying the yarns. There are some sections where it's a pretty long carry, but what a cool pattern. So that's the Alaska hat. I know Sarah got the yarn for this one, Sarah Romero, for her hobby. I'm curious to see if any progress was made on that, because she's also making this amazing temperature blanket. I don't know if you all have seen on Wednesdays, Sarah has been posting her progress on her temperature blanket, and she has the high and the low temperature for each day. She has the phase of the moon and the sunrise and sunset. She's just going all out on the thing, and it looks so cool, just the way things are shifting in there. And Sarah also is doing a little video, a vlog on YouTube, and it's called Knit This Once. So if you want to check it out, I haven't checked lately to see if she's put many more videos up, but it's kind of cool to watch. She's recorded herself going through the process of deciding on a pattern and deciding on yarns and how she wants to do the temperatures and all of that stuff. So kind of fun to watch somebody's decision-making process in things. The other finished thing I have to show is Joyce's qualifying socks from Sock Madness. So there's a pair of them, front and back. Kind of gives you an idea of the type of projects that they get into sometimes, but really, I feel like in the past years, the patterns that have come up are things that nobody would ever think about, like the ones with the little pocket or the steeking and all kinds of stuff. So this is done with 2 different yarns. It's sort of mosaic, but also sort of, intarsia, I guess. I don't know, Joyce. Joyce will have to help me with that a little bit. So there are some slip stitches. So if you're knitting the gray, you're slipping the green on these little guys. If you're knitting with the green yarn, you're slipping the gray on these. But then this is a third color that's only used in this design on the front and the back. And I think what's cool about this middle one, and you can see the color changes. So this is one of those Dream in Color assigned pooling, couldn't think of the word, assigned pooling yarns. So if you were to see it in the hank, like 75% of it would be that bright green. And then a little bit of it is this light variegated color. So it's really cool how it ends up looking in the socks. And a different heel construction kind of comes to a point with these little slip stitches down the heel. So that was the qualifying socks for Sock Madness. And I don't know how far well, I think she said qualifiers are open until March 1st. So she won't know for a little bit until some discussion on the forum. Some said it's technically vertical stranding for the center twist. Okay. See, even the pros don't necessarily always agree. Sarah posted up to early February. Do another one when I move my lifeline on 29 February. Talk about estimated length and weave-in ends as I go. Awesome. Yeah, weave-in ends as you go. That's the thing with the temperature blankets, especially if you've got erratic temperatures like Michigan does. I don't know if Italy has I think their scope is much more narrow on how the temperatures range. So that's things that people have finished around here. We can talk about what I'm wearing. I didn't make this, but it's really cool and it's here on loan to us. So the lovely ladies at Knitted Wit, the yarn company, dyers, sent a kind of a mini trunk show to us to feature some of the yarns that we carry here in the shop. So a few of the samples I have are with their sport weight yarn, which is also what I used to make my little cordage sweater. I would move my cameras, but I don't trust my cameras not falling over. But this is the Hazelwood cardigan. Really 3 colors, sport weight. So this is with their Knitted Wit sport, which is what's back here. Their sport is 100% superwash merino, 100 grams, 325 yards. This cardigan, in looking at projects, people have done wider stripes, narrower stripes, no stripes, just, it's kind of a nice shape to it. There, you can see that there is a little bit of waist shaping here, to give it sort of an A-line look. This one is a little bit roomy on me, although it's really cute, but you can see that A-line design. I like the concept of the three colors. I like the concept of just one little ridge of garter when you do the color change. Otherwise, the rest of it is stockinette. A small button band that you pick up just with that pop of color is really, really cool. So this is the, yeah, Linda, I wish I could keep it, but maybe I'm gonna have to make one for myself. I do love me some stripes too. So it's written for three colors. You would need anywhere from 2 to 4 skeins of your main color, and then 2 or 3 of your first contrast color and 1 or 2 of your second contrast color. Yeah, I really like this, and I think it's like a black and a gray. And then the green, obviously. They didn't tell me what size this one is, but when I laid it out and measure it, I'm pretty sure it's a 44 finished bust. So and I just noticed they sewed the buttons on and there are all these little strings hanging out everywhere that they didn't trim very well. The girls after my own heart. So this, I have to look at my emails to find out how long I have these samples on display for, but this is one of the samples that they sent. So this is, again, this is the Hazelwood sweater. They also sent over this little shawl that's back here, which is the striae. So they sent a couple 2 skein projects, which I think is kind of fun. So 1 skein each in 2 colors. See if I can do this and not fall on my chair. Again, sport weight. Really cute little design in the center that just gives that little, like a little ripply effect. But otherwise, it's just 2-row stripes of 2 colors. Little picot bind off. Stria, S-T-R-I-A-E. I don't know how you say that. That's why we link things. And again, we may not have the exact colors of the samples that they sent us, but you know, we've got fun colors and it's sport weight yarn. So if you found something with Malabrigo Arroyo or even the Heritage 6 that's up along the top wall would work. The other one they sent us next week, well, no, next week I won't be here. Maybe next time we'll talk about, they sent some worsted weight samples too. So if you were doing the, if you participated in the herstory club at all from Knitted Wit last year and got a single skein of either their fingering or their worsted, they sent over some projects with the highly variegated yarn. That's pretty cool too. Hi, Alicia. Thank you. I hope you're having an amazing day too. So this is the other sample that they sent over. Again, 2 skeins of sport weight yarn. This is done similarly to some of the Casapinka. Well, maybe not. Let me look at how this one's constructed. It's a cowl, but they show in the project photos, and it's called wavelengthing. Wavelengthing. And she says right in there, yes, that's not a real word, but it feels like that's what they were doing. But you can see in their project pictures that it's loose enough to be kind of pulled down, almost like a little shrug over your shoulders. 2 skeins, 1 in each color. And yeah, again, just some funny little, a fun little feather and fan, a little bit of slip stitches down at the bottom with some fun detail. So 2 colors. This would be, I like the weight of this one. So it starts flat. You can kind of tell by looking at the colors. So here at the beginning, you can see it starts with the gray. Then you're knitting the wide stripes, gray, blue, gray, blue. You get to a point where then you join to knit in the round for the rest of it. So it starts flat, ends in the round. Really cool. Really cool project. So if you're looking for some, oh, I didn't check to see if it was more than one size, but it looks like it's just one size. 28 inches circumference at the neck, depth at the center front, 21 inches. Depth at the center back, 9 inches. Okay, so it just looks a little different because it's on an adult and a child. So obviously it looks a little bigger on the child. We talked about the Alaska hat. Oh, so one of the things that I wanted to mention in the realm of getting inspiration for yarns you have or ideas for new projects, because we all like ideas for new projects, is to suggest that you follow Malabrigo on social media. If you don't follow them on Instagram or Melissa's shaking her head at me. It's a terrible idea, but it's a great idea. Malabrigo in the last, I would say at least in the last 6 months, has really stepped up their game with what they're posting on social media. So between promotions for things that they're doing, they do some of that, but they're really getting good at sharing other shops projects, other knitters projects, crocheters projects. Every day they are posting multiple times with different ideas, different techniques. So it's worth following them to get inspiration, color inspiration, pattern inspiration. Just before we went live, Deb was sitting in here before she went down for class, and it popped up on my feed with this beautiful cabled open front vest in this like a raspberry color. And we carry pretty much all the Malabrigo weights of yarn that they have. So chances are we would be able to help you find yarn for a project if there's something that you fell in love with. So yeah, they've got a lot of really great ideas out there. They do have a knit along group. Melissa, I think they do. I feel like we talked about this before. I think on Facebook, Malabrigo has a Facebook group for the knit along that starts March 1st as a reminder. We do have the sample here in the shop for the friendship shawl. I think that's what it's called. Friendship shawl. I have it here. And we still have some of the Arroyo, Dos Tierras, which is a DK weight alpaca wool blend yarn. You don't have to use that yarn unless you want to qualify for the prizes that Malabrigo is going to be giving away during the knit along. So it's the month of March. They generally will put out some sort of schedule about like how far you should be to stay on track to get it done by the end of the month. You don't have to do that. It's really just a fun thing to join in on. The pattern is available for free now on Ravelry. You can sign up on the Malabrigo website to join the official knit along. If you do that, they ask for your social media whatever's, I want to say handles, but that's not what it is. Usernames. I feel old, you guys. You fell down that rabbit hole last week. Yeah, it's easy enough to do. Yeah, thank you, Ann Jackie. She said she likes the sweater I have on. Me too. I wish I could claim that I made it, but I didn't. So Malabrigo's got a lot going on. We have Dos Tierras here. You need one skein each of 3 colors. I did put, for those of you who are participating and are interested, thankfully Melissa's keeping up and just keeps posting links in the comments. You should be able to, let me digress a little bit and then come back to that. Social media tags. So if there's something that I talk about and Melissa posts a link, don't try and don't panic about trying to click on the link right now. When the video is posted to both Facebook and, well, Facebook for sure. I know afterwards under the live tab, you can go into the comments and any links that she's posted will stay there. You may have to go in and change what Facebook is showing you, because sometimes there's a little tab that says to show most relevant comments or all comments or most recent comments. And just make sure you hit that little drop down thing and tell it all comments, and then you should be able to see any links that Melissa has posted to different things. Yeah, ask for Instagram user names, Facebook and Ravelry. Okay, or I don't think you have to have all three. They just are trying to keep track of people, make sure that they're legit, I think. Where was I going with that? Oh, so I did knit a sample of the pattern and I tried to keep pretty copious notes on the shop Ravelry page. So technically the Ravelry account that we use is my personal account, but it's also a pro account for the LYS for the shop, and it's under Little Yarn Shop. But if you go under our projects, you should be able to see most of the things that we've made, at least that I have made here in the shop, that are on display. And so for the friendship shawl, I tried to put quite a few notes in there about things that I might have done differently, just little notes. I did get pretty close to running out of yarn at the end. However, I also did not swatch, and my gauge is quite a bit looser than what it called for. So it does make a difference, even in shawls. So keep that in mind. If you don't want to swatch and you like to live dangerously, either plan on cutting your shawl short, using a different color, or buying extra yarn. So more things to keep in mind. Last week I got a shipment of yarn from Wonderland, and we haven't even had a chance to talk about that yet. But what I got was 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I got a dozen colors of their new base called Cotton Kiss. And I've got some on the table because it's sitting and staring at me every day, telling me I need to cast on a new project. Interesting fact, since 2010. Yeah, that's probably about right. So that's been 13 years. Well, so Victoria would have been 5. So I joined Ravelry before I knew how to knit. I knew how to crochet and started looking at all kinds of crochet patterns way back in the day in 2010. So Wonderland Yarns has this new yarn called Cotton Kiss, 50% cotton, 50% superwash merino wool. And it's a sport weight, 372 yards in a hank. They're 4 ounces. And it is so soft and lovely. I'm excited to work with this yarn. I have a cardigan project in mind. Nope, not for this one. I think for this one, I think I want to just do a simple pullover top. Jacqueline Cheslak is a designer who does a lot of very size. She's a bigger girl and she does a lot of very size inclusive patterns. And a lot of them are just simple stockinette with a nice neckline, different sleeve length options. Quite a few of them are cropped, but they are also done top down, so you could easily make them longer if you wanted to. I can't remember the name. The one I was looking at kind of you could reverse it, whether it has a V neck or a scoop, kind of like a round neck on it. But I think that's what I was going to do with this. I got some silk that I have another plan for. But so I have a dozen colors of this Cotton Kiss. They are all, they're not super, super intense colors. So because a superwash wool is really going to absorb color in a very vibrant, intense way. When you add cotton into it, cotton doesn't take color the same. So it's a little bit more muted, which is kind of a fun spring summery thing, but we got some blues and some yellows and pinks, and we have a little bit of purple left because purple disappears quickly. I can never say that enough. some kind of gray speckly tones. If I remember, maybe I'll post a picture of that later this week. So that's a new yarn for Wonderland Yarns, this Cotton Kiss, and it's a new yarn for us too. So we're excited to have that and to play around with it, have something else to play around with. Maybe, oh, this is dangerous, you guys, because now I'm thinking, well, maybe traveling to Jackson, Mississippi is an excuse to have like a dedicated travel project. So I could start something new and have that as my travel project instead of finishing something I already have started. And then when I go to Florida at the end of the month, we'll have another one. Oh, it's a good thing that I have to hold myself accountable to all of you to be able to prove that I do finish some things sometimes, but you all know you're in good company. I'm the same way. Memory project. Yes, exactly. So I do feel like sometime in the next couple days, I need to figure out where exactly we're going so I can find out if there are any yarn stores within walking or Uber distance, I guess. I've never been to Mississippi. So I don't know what I don't know what I'm in for. I'm just in for along for the ride. Okay. That is all I have to talk to you all about today. Reminder, if you popped on late, I will not be going live next week unless for some reason I find myself in a yarn store in Jackson, Mississippi. Or unless Victoria and I are really bored, but I think we're going to make the most of it and go out and explore as much as we can. So I hope everybody has a good week. We are here normal hours, even though I will be gone a couple days next week. Karen, of course, will be here holding down the fort. Deb will be here in the evenings, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Well, Deb will be here all day on Saturdays. Yeah, and then we'll be back to it. The 11th, March 11th would be the following Monday after that. So, oh, thank you, Sherry. So I hope everybody has a good week. I didn't look at the forecast for here or for down there, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we have a whole bunch of days just like today lined up for all of us where we just get some great spring weather. So if I don't see you all here in the shop in the next week or two, then I will see you back here March 11th at 7 p.m. for our next live. So have a great week. Be creative, have fun.